Okay, so I've gotten everything ready. I've done sort of a general, placement, so I have an idea of where I want things and what I want. So I've taken my Mod Podge decoupage glue and just place it into a container. So I want to make sure that I get enough. You can use whatever size brush works for you. Because I have initially because I have a larger space to cover, I'm going to use the larger brush. So the first thing that we need to do is I need to cover the whole side, or just do it, I'm doing the whole side. If you only want to do decoupage in the center or just, on one side of a surface, then go ahead and do that. But see, that's the other reason why you want, just not a paper covered sketchbook, but a hardcover, because the moisture, the liquid from the glue, would make your paper cover buckle. Okay, so I've applied my initial base of decoupage glue. So now I'm going to place my image. Alright, so I'm going to make sure that it's exactly where I need it to be. I have a roller here, so I'm going to roll that. I'm going to try and get as many of the air bubbles out as I possibly can. Alright, so that gets this nice and flat with no air bubbles, which means that it'll lay better and it'll last better. Okay, so I've done that with the roller, and now I'm taking, this is a piece of slate, but you can use anything that has just a flat, hard flat surface. And I'm just going over this again, making sure all of the air bubbles are out. Okay, great. Now I'm going to place more decoupage glue on top of my image here, because I'm going to be putting things on top of that. Now, I know in some schools they say to let it dry in between. I don't usually let it dry at this point. I just keep going. Again, follow what you know, follow your instincts. This is the way that I've always done it. Okay, so I'm just doing that. Now, the other thing about putting it on when it's wet like this, then I can start to see where there's some areas here. So this is where I'm going to take a smaller brush. Okay. Looks like there's an area here that's got a bit of an air bubble. Okay, alright, so that's looking good. Alright, now I'm going to place my objects on top of here. So I'm using grape leaves, because this is my creation journal, and grape leaves for me represent both the like the plant itself being a vine, right? It continues to grow when it spreads, and it's very vigorous, which is something, if you've ever seen, especially a wild grapevine, right? It's very vigorous. There's an abundance of leaves, and being as this is my creation journal, to me, that's an energy that I want to promote, is that energy of abundance. Alright, grape also has a reference for me to some of the areas of past lives and the goddesses that I work with. What I've just placed down there now, that's a alfalfa leaves and flowers, and again, it's alfalfa is very abundant. I like the way that it looks, and it just felt right. And then I'm going to add some hawk feathers, just some downy hawk feathers down here in the bottom. Now the things with feathers is that they can tend to get kind of globby. Okay, that's what I want to do in here. So I'm going to be doing the glue on my feathers kind of separately here, so that they don't all just sort of kind of collapse onto each other, to itself actually. And now I'm putting the glue on top of these ones. Okay, so now I can take the smaller brush. Well, maybe I'll use the bigger brush actually for this. Take the bigger brush, and I'm going to go over my grape leaves. Right, just to make sure that they're glued down. Again, because the alfalfa is more delicate, I'm going to use the smaller brush. Okay. And again, the more that your flowers are pressed, the easier everything will lay down. So right now it just sort of looks like a wet mess. Okay, and again I'm going to take this. I'm just going to go over these. I'm not going to do that over the feathers because the feathers will just move. And then again, those out. Okay. And then now, because I like to have texture, what I've done is I've taken some willow leaves, which willow holds feminine medicine and the feminine energy being connected to creative abilities. So I've taken some willow leaves and I've smushed them up, and I also wanted to ground this, right, and have a little bit more texture, earthy texture to it. So I've taken some slate, that I collected years ago, and I hammered that together and made it sort of almost into a kind of a sand. And then now I'm just going to very lightly just kind of place that over top. Right. I don't really want the big pieces of that, so I'm going to pull those out. Just want more sand-like quality. Okay, because I don't really want to be, sort of overriding the, the other images and items that I put down. I just want to give it a little bit more interest and just ground it a little bit more. Okay, now those I'm just going to leave like that. So this is where I'm going to let this dry, and then once this is dried, all the stuff that I just put down on the surface, right, will be stationary. It will not move. And then at that point, I'm going to take more glue in my brush and I'm going to go over it again, right? So that there's a top coat on top of all this, so that that's all sealed. And then I let that dry completely, and then it'll be done. So in the next video, you'll see what the result was. All right, try this yourself, have some fun, allow your creativity to flow, and enjoy.